Hey, 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 welcome into Halos in the Infield podcast with your host, Todd Fox, and the other host.
What's up, you degenerates? I'm just kidding. Hi, guys.
And
I
I'm
love
James
it.
Styles, everybody.
She goes right after the audience. I love it.
What's up, you freaking weirdos? Fernando coming at you.
He had to up the game right there. All right, all right. So we're all here on a Sunday night, giving our thoughts on the series that is Houston, and we're going to get into a lot of stuff on this podcast. We're going to talk about the current play of the Angels, also what the future holds, and what has got us tingling with anticipation as the season starts to wind down. Also, we're going to talk about Tailgate, which was just the other day, which was exciting. And we'll mention later on about the merchandise and all this other stuff coming up. We don't want to bore you with those details. So, who who wants to start off with the first comments on the show today?
I have a question.
Okay, there we go.
Courtnee, did you get a third pennant?
I did. Oh my god.
We noticed.
The Disney one. So I love Disney.
I thought you had the Disney one
No,
because you only had two.
I did have two up, and I had the Disney one. I just didn't put it up yet because I didn't have time. But I finally put it up now, so I'm really happy. And I got more Disney stuff because I went to Disney on Saturday, like the child that I am. So I'll show
You know what? Let's give her a couple minutes to talk about that. I mean, it was her birthday, so let's real quick, talk about like the Disney experience like nowadays. If you guys don't care about this, just skip like 2 minutes. Hit 50.
I know, just skip 2 minutes, guys. Because okay, so I love Disney. I was very sad when we shut down, everything like that. So I don't care how much it costs. I will sell my soul to this mouse. But I went. So
they exist. There you go, people. They exist.
He'll take it, by the way.
I went. Me and my boyfriend went for my birthday. We got there around 10. Parking really wasn't bad because for it being a Saturday. And the park was really dead, honestly. So we did the park hopper pass.
Everybody was at the tailgate.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. But so for those of you that haven't been to Disney, when you get the park hopper, they actually make you pick which park you have to go to first. And then at 1 o'clock, you can cross over to the other park.
It's 1 o'clock now? They just don't let you go back and forth whenever?
No. So we got there at 10 and we got to the California Adventure side first. And then like at 1:30, we crossed over to Disneyland. After 1 o'clock, you could cross back and forth, but you have to stay in your like.
COVID takes a nap around 1.
Yeah, of course.
Come on, Todd, don't be a dumbass.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Around 1 o'clock.
Keep up.
In 1. But yeah. So after that, we pretty much stayed on Disneyland side. Because I'm the Disney freak. I got so many cool stuff, guys. So for those of you watching on YouTube, I got a lightsaber.
Okay, but that's not like the $200 one, is it?
It's not. It's the $25 one. I got a purple one though. Let me see if I can flick it out real quick. Hold on. There we go.
No.
Oh,
Look at the flick of the wrist. Look at the flick of the wrist.
Poke somebody's eye out with that.
Dude, watch out. I'm deadly with this thing.
That's what he said.
You know it. This is our chaos. I got new ears.
There you go.
This is like my 10th pair of ears. Leave me alone. Let me see. I got Baby Yoda. Like I like Star Wars and Baby Yoda. Yeah. So yeah, but I mean overall it was pretty fun. I mean, we really didn't
take a coach crying.
I pushed a couple of kids on my way because that park was made for me. And then I think the longest line that we waited for anything, I think was actually Matterhorn, and that was like 30 minutes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, like under 30 minutes for it being a Saturday. So it was pretty cool. I loved it. And that's the reason why I wasn't at the tailgate, because they don't tell you if you leave the structure, you can't come back. I was like, oh, they really keep you there. So
I mean, she could have just walked or like Ubered. I mean, it's like a $3 Uber. I mean, it's like a mile. I'm just saying.
I was already intoxicated with my schmoozy, so I couldn't.
Oh.
Real quick, before we change the topic, back to baseball. I know you guys are dying out there. Have you ever tried a Mickey's Fun Wheel?
Yes.
They're good.
I have it.
You ever want to get like absolutely just like destroyed and plastered at Disneyland? Well, you got to go to California Adventure, go to Cove Bar, and ask for the Mickey's Fun Wheel. Dude, like after one, you are guaranteed to at least feel something. You'll be like,
Wow.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Like I was like seeing colors and shit. It was it was pretty crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, there's that. So like all Pixar Pier, you could like find a drink. There's like a part of Monsters Inc. where you could get your schmoozy. That's what I did. And then
It's alcoholic?
it is. And it's a margarita that looks like Sully.
Nice.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that was our birthday gift to Courtney. We let her kind of geek out for about 3 minutes.
Geez.
So very happy birthday to Courtney. All right, so that's something that people give a damn about.
I know.
Oh,
People talk about it.
that was mean.
I like Disney too. Don't.
We're just
You
we're
can
just
go on
messing
my
around.
social media.
We're
Yeah.
glad you had a good time. You spent $300 on 3 items. Yes, so that was good.
Damn right, and I worked hard for it, and I'm glad.
There you go.
I swiped my card. I was like, yes, do it.
She's all credit card debt. It's worth it. I can't get any worse than that student debt hole.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
there you go.
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I just said there you go. That's all I said. The guy behind you likes money too, Todd.
Oh yeah. He's watching me again. That's Mr. Artie Moreno.
That's creepy up there, man.
I know it is.
Yo, that's bugging. Yo.
Oh,
He
yeah.
looks like he's disappointed with me.
No, he's looking at me like, dude, you better keep this on a straight and narrow. So he's not liking where we're going with the show. But speaking of the game, yesterday's game, we'll get into Friday's game too. But with the Houston Astros in town Saturday, we came early, obviously, for the tailgate. Tailgate was really fun. We gave out a lot of gifts and a lot of presents. So we were in the gift-giving mood and raffling off things. Fernando was raffling off some of his prized possession baseballs. That was pretty cool. We didn't have the attendance that we thought we would. We had a pretty big group, but we know because the team sucks right now, you're not going to get the kind of fanfare you usually would, because usually either home, the first game of the season, or when the Angels are in first place, or at least around the wild card. I've been there several times for tailgates, and that parking lot is packed. But it was about at 40% right there. So it was what it was. It was still fun. There was lots of games. There was lots of giveaways. There was music. There was food. So we had a good time. James was grilling. James was on the ones and twos on the grill.
James's carne asada tacos. I don't know what happened. No offense to Todd. I mean, his burgers, his brats were good. But like when the change was made between carne asada chefs, something happened. Because those tacos were pretty fire.
Hey, my dad was like, "That's it. Go to the right-hander," and he went to James, and I got pulled out of the game. That's what it was.
Yeah, Papa Fox wasn't impressed with Todd.
Nah,
his brats were your brats were good. You had some juicy brats.
Oh, thank you.
You're talking too much about meats, man.
Welcome to the late night show. You don't like to go
Yeah,
back to
it is.
Go back to pregame, James.
But,
No, I was happy to be there and happy to be part of the tailgate to meet people. We met some in spring training, Todd, already. So it was good to see those folks again. And then meeting the others and then saying, oh, yeah, I'm part of this Halos in the Infield site, and some great people are with me. And, able to meet Randy, among others. And I wanted to meet more, like the people that comment on the post-game shows, Ace, Matt, Grill Master, all couldn't make it. But hopefully, next season we'll be able to do that and more. And hopefully, as you mentioned, Todd, with the tailgates, when the team is doing well, or it's the beginning of the season and beginning of summer. I went in, I think, May of 2014. I think it was CJ Crone's first game. He got called up. And I was there bright and early for it, when it started. And I met all these people because I was part of a Facebook page. I think it was Halos Nation probably. But yeah, it was cool meeting all these people that I just see on your phone or your laptop, and you meet them face to face. It's just a great thing. So I can't wait till next tailgates.
What were you saying?
Yeah. Oh, just joking. Like, it's weird to see that these are real people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is. because that's how I met most of those people too. The original Halo Nation. Like the first time I went, there was like 300 people. I mean, they had a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
How many people do you think were there yesterday? About 150? I mean, all in all.
like that are part of our group?
Well, because remember, so there was Halo's Nation, there was where we were, and then on the other side of the A, there was like other people tailgating.
Yeah, I think in that area there was well for ours, I think Eddie said there was around 70 to 80 that they had total. And then on the other side there had to have been close to that too. So it was, yeah, I think you're right, about 150, 200 around there.
Yeah, and then we, at least the people that were there for specifically us
Mhm.
was what, 25, 30?
Yeah, something like that. Some
Because people were coming and going.
Yeah. But it was still a nice crowd, and a lot of people mentioned on Facebook that it was good to see us. A lot of people that I didn't even know were there didn't make the tailgate. Had when we got on the jumbotron, they were tagging us. So it was a lot of cool stuff. It was a good game, and well, not a good game.
Question:
Oh, yeah.
Did Rally Chris wear his suit?
He was not there.
He didn't go.
Rally Chris didn't go. What the?
He was at Disneyland trying to find you.
Okay.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, he was.
No.
He was trying to FaceTime you.
I bet he was.
I'm by the Matterhorn.
Hey, do you know what the Matterhorn looks like? It's the tallest thing here. It's yeesh.
I think he
The
was at the
entire
Charger
thing.
game. He picked the Chargers over the Angels tailgate. I think that's what I heard. That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
I thought he was watching the game. I didn't know he was at the game.
I don't know. That's the rumor. I don't know if that's true or not. But I
Either
heard
way,
it was,
downvote.
yeah, it was Chargers over. I was like, but whatever. What else? Since we're bringing up, finishing up on a tailgate, I have to bring up the story about Blue Eyed Irish, which is our boy Randy.
Shout out Randy.
And Courtney was like, I didn't realize how short he was.
Oh, Randy's gonna be pissed.
He reminds me of a Family Guy, the guy from Family Guy, the short Irish guy, because not that he's big or nothing. He's fit. It's just the fact that he comes out there and you're like, oh, like he's good looking guy. He's cool, hanging out with everything. I don't see the Irish in him too much. He didn't show it because I asked him, I'm like, did you drink a lot? He's like, yeah, I drank, but I'm not buzzed and everything. And so he was like super, super calm. We're walking out. This guy barely brushes up against him by accident. It's a Boston guy. Hey, what the fuck, you cocksucker? And he starts going off on him. I was like, whoa, there's the Irish.
It was like 0 to like a million.
Yeah.
And then he was still like fuming, and we passed like the Angels front office, and I was like, "Oh look, that's where Artie's office is," and he's like, "Fuck you, Artie." He's just, and there's like two cops like about 10 feet away, and they're just kind of like, they're just gonna look at each other like, whatever.
That'd be funny. Everybody who walks by, the cops are used to it. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's normal."
Yeah, they say that all the time.
Yeah, we let him just go.
Yeah, he was going crazy.
That was so funny though. I was like, "Damn, you're Irish."
I was ready to turn around. Like, oh, we're going. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go time.
All right, well, I guess we're throwing down the gloves. We're going.
It's go time. Let's go.
Yeah, it was.
Felt like Vin Diesel. I'm we don't use guns. This is street fight.
My dad's ears were bleeding like automatically. It was crazy. He was like saying every cuss word, and because he's like, the fucking Boston fans who did. I'm like, damn, dude, calm down.
Oh.
I don't know, dude. I feel like Papa Fox was about to just beat some ass, dude. He was so angry at the game. He was about to just tackle whoever. He wasn't having it.
He was.
That's why you had to go when I went to your house to drop off the tables. He wanted to show me his train set so he can calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
Because the natural low we all felt was just like, And Courtney, you missed it on the post game. Todd and I were discussing. So Disneyland Tinkerbell goes on the zip line over the castle. We were discussing if the Angels were to do that with the zip line, which player would go up there over the rocks during the fireworks? You missed it.
We had some good suggestions. One was Bartolo Colon.
Oh, he hit the rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, let's have Big Sexy up there. Have like a flag that says Big Sexy on it.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I have to never mind. I'm not gonna go there. I was gonna say something about having to cover up the seats. And the ladies and the men would be like, there he is, Big Sexy, handsome fella.
Everybody loves Bartolo. Everybody.
Yeah.
But
didn't like a scandal come out in 2016 that he had like multiple families?
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too sexy,
Exactly.
too big sexy.
But let's talk some Angels baseball. We've
Why?
we've
Yeah,
alluded.
this is so much better. This is so much better.
I ain't calling another man sexy though. Nope.
Why are we gonna talk about Angels baseball? This is already fun enough.
Yeah.
Well, we need to bring the vibe down. That's why that's,
The man behind you is not very happy.
Yeah, I was just about to say that dude back there.
yeah.
He's all about
Yeah,
that.
he's like, why don't we put a player on the zip line during the fireworks? We're gonna put John Carpino up there.
Oh man. Look, this series with Houston, if it didn't teach you anything, you have to understand that they're just better than we are. I mean, there's no other way to talk about it. I mean, this team was literally like the laughing stock of the National League Central. Then they came over to the AL Central. We had our fun with them for a couple years, and then all of a sudden, bam, out of nowhere, they just collectively got good and have stayed good. And they've been a thorn in our side. And today we got the victory. We'll go over the other two games, but even the game we were at, it didn't. Even though we walked in the third inning, it was 3-2. It felt like it was 13-2. We felt we weren't going to come back. I mean, your thoughts?
We were out of that game the entire time.
Yeah, your guys' thoughts on Houston as a whole.
Well, what did we expect? I mean, what did we honestly expect? That's why I kind of knew, like, I'm honestly surprised we got the dub today, to be honest. Like, wow, especially because not saying anything about Detmers, but Detmers was pitching, so I'm just like, and like we kind of let him down the last few times, two starts, so I'm just like, all right. So honestly, today was definitely a good win. The fact that we had our pitchers back, but I mean, other than that, Friday and Saturday, I think Saturday that grand slam was just a nail in the coffin. I was just like, God damn! Like even when I was in the line, I got the alert. I was like, there we go. I was like, that's us. Yeah, that's the game.
Normal.
Good job, guys. Like,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And then cause like my boyfriend, like we always ask. He's just like, oh, he's like, how you guys doing? And I just look over. I'm like, really? You're really gonna ask that right now? And I'll go look at it. I'm just like, we're fucking losing. That's what's happening right now. I'm like, are you happy? He's just like, go Dodgers. I'm just like, fuck off. Go do something.
Yeah, why don't you go win the Peter Pan land by yourself?
Go to Small World. Go get lost in Small World. But
it's about to be a real small world when you guys lose again.
Yeah.
Exactly. Damn it.
And think about it. This is that home run, the grand slam the other night, third grand slam given up in 4 days by the Angels pitching. So
That sounds right.
Sounds
and it's something too. Like and on Friday's game, it was just a one grand slam and they lose. There's like no really comeback. There's like really no moving base runners over. Everything we've talked about all season. They just hey, let's pack it up. Let's swing for the fences. Let's get the hell out of here. It's like, no, guys, you guys are home. Protect the home. And it's like, nah.
No, why not? Why would we do that? Yeah. I mean, it's just it's pretty much, at least we as fans, we already kind of know when the Astros, either they come to town or we go over there. Pretty much the Astros are gonna hand it to us. But at least let's not make it look like that. Like, please, let's at least try to look like we care somewhat. What was it? I think Adele had a diving play yesterday.
Yeah.
That was really good. I think that's the most emotion that I've seen, both from players and fans, in a while. Like, because I seen like the kind of like the background of the fans. I was like, wow, okay, like we're in it. And it was a really good play. But I mean, other than that, it literally just looks like we don't care from the start of the game to the end of the game. And it's just like, all right, we already basically defeated ourselves before we even started. Before that first pitch was even thrown, we already defeated ourselves. So why even bother?
Yeah, they have that mindset, right? What do you got on Houston, Fernando?
What about James?
Or James. I'm sorry. Well, I'm going by how it is on the screen. My bad. Sorry.
Well, I can tell you it could have been worse with Bregman being out and Springer now with the Blue Jays. That lineup wasn't as potent, but there's some young guys in there. McCormick, who hit the grand slam, I believe, and on Saturday. He had his first 2 home runs that game. I think we were out by the Rocks when he hit the grand slam.
Yeah.
So
Right.
big roar came out. You know, it was all the Astro fans. But you
Yeah,
feel
the little
defeat.
girl with the flag. Remember that?
Oh yeah. So in
Oh,
the series, the Angels scored what 6 runs, which isn't going to cut it. The Astros scored 13, and
oh.
it's just a story like that again. You can't get people on base. You can't get solid base hits. I mean, Sunday, yeah, that did happen. You know, with Marsh, we missed the home run on Saturday with Otani leading it off,
Yeah.
but and that was the only offense basically. The pitching by Greinke was great, and even Garcia on Saturday. And then it was kind of odd to see McCullers Jr. have, you know, his struggles today. I'm pulling up his numbers now, but he's the one that just signed a 5-year extension for 85 mil, so he's going to be around. And let's see, yeah, for him to give up 6 hits and a couple of runs, I was very shocked at that. But he did strike out 8 Angels, so I wasn't shocked by that. Because shadows can come in later in the game. That's always something you gotta look out for the day games. But you know, it's all, you know. I just listened to the other podcast you and Fernando were on, Todd, and you mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, you know, now with the losses piling up at this point of the season, you know, does it hurt anymore? Or, you know, when the loss comes up, you're like, oh, well, yeah, that was going to happen. And it's kind of been that way since the All-Star break, where you just expect to lose 2 out of 3 and hopefully avoid a sweep, and that's what happened this weekend.
I agree.
I think. Sorry, are you done?
I'm done.
Oh, sorry. I thought he was going to say something else. Yeah, so I completely agree with what Courtnee and James said. I mean, it's just there's a couple series that you just come up to and you're like, here it comes. Here it comes. You know, you brace for the impact. And, you know, when it happens, we're just kind of numb to it at this point. You know, the Blue Jays roll into town. We're hoping for a split. I mean, unless you're Rally Chris. We're going to take 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
Or 2 out of 3. Chris, you're the most optimistic son of a bitch I know. And I mean that in a good way. Everybody needs optimism. So I get it. We all need those fans around like Chris, except Artie. Artie's not happy.
Yeah.
Don't look at Todd that way.
Yeah.
Don't
Artie's
say.
mad at me because
sorry.
I said SOB. I meant that more like in a WWE Raw.
I'll get him to stop. I promise.
No. And then the Astros series starts. We know what's going to happen. Actually, the fact that we got 1 out of 3, I was blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, we got 1 of 3. You know, and today being Sunday, was actually a very well played game. There was pitching, there was enough hitting, there was enough smart base running. And it just, you know, it's frustrating, and I get it. On paper and in theory, baseball is such an easy sport, and that's not how it boils down.
No.
You know, this isn't like football where guys like Russell Wilson make careers out of running around in circles and throwing the ball up in the air.
Stop taking a shot at my quarterback. He has to run around in circles.
Mm-hmm.
It's got an offensive line.
Yeah, the line's been pretty bad lately.
But I get
no,
you.
I mean, no, I'm just teasing. But it's just, you know, there's just the series you expect to get overmatched. This was one of those series. And I think the most frustrating part that we'll all agree with, it isn't the fact that we were overmatched. It was the fact that we were hella overmatched. You know, the Astros, like you said, Todd, for the last, 5-6 years, have, you know, been far better than everyone in the division. And, you know, in theory, if you look on the roster, they keep regressing on paper. You know, they're thinning out a little bit. They're having to rely on some of these prospects. Some of them are panning out. Some of them aren't. But there's one thing that frustrates me about the Astros. They always adapt.
Yeah, they do.
Every single time. The trade deadline, they need to make a move. Guess who made a move? Off season, they have a weakness. Guess who addresses their weakness? It's typically not us. It's always them. And that's what frustrates me.
Lose a manager, get a playoff experience, World Series caliber manager in return. I mean,
Okay, but would you have wanted Dusty Baker?
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself.
I'm dead honest. I would take Dusty Baker because Dusty Baker gets his players to believe, and he will do the small things. He gets his guys to buy in. I mean, say what you want to say.
So did Joe Madden. So did Joe Madden before this. We were all lit. And there was not a single angry Angels fan. I do not care.
But I will say this, though. Say what you want to say about Dusty Baker's playoff record. The thing is, he's always been consistently going to the playoffs. Every team he's played on or managed prior was not really that great, but they get to the postseason with him, and then they fall off when he's gone. So I'm just saying, I mean, like, they picked the right guy. They just did. So, yeah, for me, the Angel, I feel you guys because I didn't expect them to win today. And honestly, I've been out as far as like tapping out since they fell about 6-7 games under when Oakland destroyed them. I was like, dude, that was again another last opportunity to turn your damn season around, and they refused to do it. And as I look at the numbers right here for the Angels, they have a run differential minus 52. And I actually thought it was higher than that.
Mm-hmm.
But they're minus 52. The Rangers are 142, minus 142.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle's minus 47, yet they still have 7 more wins or 8 more wins than we do. And then you look at the top 2 teams in our division, and Oakland is plus 82, so they've scored 82 more runs than their opponent. And the Houston Astros have scored 165 more. So Houston is plus 165. That's crazy. That's another reason why they don't lose many games.
And they went out to get the Mariners closer. I'm blanking on the name, but when they made the deadline deal, that just
Gassman
yeah.
So Graveman.
Kendall Graveman.
Yeah.
When they got him, it was like, man, they mean business, and great teams do that. I mentioned they lost Springer, but they also traded Miles Straw for McCormick.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're banking on McCormick right now to be that speedy guy, not to necessarily replace all the good things Springer did, cheating wise or whatever. I don't care how you want to look at their path, but they still have, Yordan Alvarez who can power up. As long as he don't strike out as much. Yeah. But they're always solid. When they get the guys from AAA, they bring up the pitchers. They have a real solid organization, honestly. It's something I wish the Angels would have. Okay, and I think one positive that came out probably from the series was Reed Detmers.
Yeah.
Faced, the A's, the Dodgers, and he faces the Astros. Now, I would say, hey, the lineup wasn't as bulked up as the other 2 lineups, right? Mm-hmm. But for his stats today, when he goes 6 innings, when Madden allowed him to only go, 5 last time when he was in the groove against LA last Sunday, for him to only give up 3 hits and 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. I know he did give up a home run, but I think and his ERA went down like 3 points, but still. I think that's a good little confidence maker right there for whenever his next start is. I know it seems like we have 6 or 7 men on the rotation right now.
We do. We have 7.
7, there it is. Yeah, so I guess every Sunday he'll pitch, as far as I know.
I guess technically right now it's 6 because Chris Rodriguez did just go on the IL, but it was 6.
It was. Yeah, it was. And I think sometimes Otani's days get like switched around. I think.
Oh yeah.
On playing time and stuff. But I mean, yeah, I think overall, granted, like especially the Astros, they do have like a stacked lineup for the most part. But even then, they still play smart with their lineup. Like even today, I think Altuve was trying to get on with a bunt. Granted, he did run into the base path, so he was out because Depp just threw the ball at him, fucking beamed him, which I thought was great. But it just goes to show, like, as a leadoff hitter, what Altuve was, trying to do. He was trying to put himself on base. And honestly, it could have worked. It looked like pretty much bang bang play if it wasn't for the fact that obviously the ball hit him. And I think that, again, I think that's something that we do poorly, is that we don't have smart baseball. We don't, Otani still, even though I know he's our home run leader and everything else, but he's still swinging for the fences.
Pretty swinging like crazy.
A good 75% of the time. And it's
Yeah,
just
right.
like, oh my God, because I went to the game on Thursday night, the last game for the Blue Jays that we did. And he was still trying to swing for the fences. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
I just think that's his style, though. Like his, it's daddy hacks only.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. It's daddy hacks only. Dingers. So,
Yeah.
which, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But, if you're struggling, like I think right now, I think it's pissing me off that Walsh, I know he's struggling and that's my guy. I love Walsh. He needs to lay down a goddamn bunt, especially when they're playing a shift on him. And he's hitting into the shift. I'm like, if you just drop down a bunt, like you would be on. And especially when you're struggling, why are you gonna sit there and try to set yourself up to try to beat something when they already know you're gonna do it? Just try nice and easy, go for the bunt. You already know your swing, your mechanics are kind of off right now. Just go for the bunt. Try it that way. Try something else. Why are you going to keep repeating the same thing when it's clearly not working?
Well,
I'll say
definition.
Put your pride aside and for the element of surprise,
I know.
just try a bunt and see what happens, And then today, I also want to mention with the Astro lineup, Altuve went 0 for 5, Correa went 0 for 4, and then Gurriel played his first game back, went 0 for 3. So when you don't allow those three guys to get going, I know Brantley went 2 for 4 with the
home
run, but
Yeah.
when you get the other three out, you have a chance. And you got shaky at the end, but they get the win. I guess there's a little prize, a little consolation prize for that.
Shout out to Rysel, though. Rysel Iglesias holding down.
Yeah, you got
Where
the big
would we be without him?
10
Dumpster
games
fire.
more
Get the extension.
in the loss column.
I think we'd be the Royals right now. I think we'd be the
Yeah, no,
Royals.
it'd probably be worse.
It's sad because I'm looking at the standings right now, and you look at the teams that are either vying for a playoff spot or in the postseason right now. You got Tampa Bay, Boston, Chicago, Houston, and Oakland. Basically would be your teams right now. Maybe New York catching on as another wild card team. I don't think the Mariners are starting to fade finally. But you look at that and you're like, damn, dude, those are teams that we could have caught, at some point. We didn't have the injuries that the bullpen came through. And you're like, dude, it's going to be a good postseason to watch as a fan, especially if you look at the National League as well. There's going to be some pretty competitive baseball. But again, our boys aren't there again. And it's like what Courtney was saying, what you guys all agree on. They're not doing the little things. You could drive a Mack truck through the left side of that infield, and guys are still trying to pull the ball. And that's kind of depressing, her bringing up Walsh. I love Calhoun. I will say this. I loved his defense. Sometimes I loved his hitting, but then sometimes I didn't because he would refuse to put down a bunt. He struck out a lot. And I think the way he's been in the second half, Walsh is reminding me too much of Calhoun offensively. We know what he could do at first base. He's a gem at first base. But come on, man. Like Courtney says, go the other way, swing the other way. Same thing with Otani. Wide open left side. When he was on fire, he was hitting home runs to all sides of the field. Now it just seems like he wants to put it over the wall.
And he was bunting the ball down the line.
Yes.
He wasn't afraid to do that.
Yeah, now look at their averages. Where their averages could be Stassi status, where it's over 300. They're batting like 260, and they're dipping. They're not getting higher. They're not maintaining. They're dipping. So
while you brought up Max Stassi, I do want to ask. So, I mean, we've asked this question several times, and I might ask it as another question of the day. I know where people stood on Max Stassi about a month and a half ago, but are we on the pro sign Max Stassi train to a extension? He has 1 year left of club control, which is next season.
Max Stassi. Yes, I like Max. Let's keep him.
Hashtag we stand Stassi.
Yep, stand Stassi.
You got my vote.
Yeah.
Okay. James?
But Todd mentioned this, I think, the other day, I think on a post-game night, he said, what would you like to do in the off season? I think to get, that backup solid catcher who is better than Suzuki, obviously.
Well,
Get
although
someone
the good news is that can't be that hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want
James, you're in.
I want someone who can frame. I want someone who will not throw the ball into the outfield, like Todd says. I want someone I could rely on and not as old. Let's just say. Um, so I would really like to see that to back up Stassi when he needs the day off. And I think since he has that 1 year left next season, hopefully he balls out and he shows that hey, I'm on the same train as you guys.
And you know who I've been wanting, and James, you know this guy living in where you live,
you
and I
said
mean,
Austin
going to
Hedges, right?
Austin Hedges.
Yeah, last
Austin
night.
Hedges, not a great hitter. He's going to bat 200, but as a backup catcher, he's got Gold Glove defense. James, you know that.
Yeah,
Great defender, great arm. As a backup catcher, the only thing I want you to do is go up there, probably just strike out. I don't need you to hit. I just need you, when my normal catcher's resting, I need you to not cost me the game.
yeah.
And his defense, great
Oh yeah.
defense. One of the best defensive catchers out there.
He would make these diving catches near the dugouts or whatever. It would just blow my mind. But then
Max
he would
actually does
strike
that
out
too,
a
but then he
ton.
gets concussed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
then who
Don't-
would you want as a catcher? So theoretically speaking, if we could buy or trade for a catcher.
don't tell me Wilson Contreras.
No, I wasn't going to say that. Well, this is the free agent class after this season for
Okay.
catching.
Okay.
Yadi Molina, Buster Posey, who is a club option, and Christian Vasquez is also a club option, and the catcher I think for the Travis.
Darno?
Yep, those are the free agent catchers after this season.
No. I mean, because we know Posey's not going to come off the books. There's no way the Giants let him go. I just don't see that feasibly happening with the way they're playing this year. And he's had a pretty average season. Pretty
He's
good.
had a great season. Yeah, actually, he's had a really good season. So that I can see that.
Yeah, Red Sox are not letting go of Christian Vasquez. That's
No.
another one. That's not going to happen. The thing is, there's not a lot of options that are going to be good options. So you're going to have to overpay to trade for a guy like Wilson Contreras. Because like everyone's like, oh, let's trade for Wilson Contreras. Yeah, and on paper, that's a great option. I get it. And it's a sexy name for the lineup. Guys, you guys get mad that Artie spends money in the wrong places. Yet our fans are some of the first people to be like, we should get these guys. It's like, no, we're feeding into it.
Yeah. No, who was the last catcher you named?
Travis Darno, and I'm worried about with his injury. And then, he had a great, I think it was bubble year, right, or the year before, and he was bouncing around a lot.
No, last year.
I want to put so much trust into him. You know what I would like to do, and GM Perry Messiah, I would love that. He'd be scouting next spring training, right? If there is everything on time, of course. I would love to see what he sees with other catchers out there and make a little trade that's off the radar. But if there's someone out there, not getting playing time somewhere else, let's say like if the Royal catcher, right, and he's down in AAA, and Salvador Perez holds that position, maybe scout him or scout, when you think of other great catchers, who's behind him, who's down in AAA wanting to come up and get at bats, wanting to get games in, so I'm hoping. I know it sounds cheap, but you can really trade low for that, and find your backup catcher there for someone who's hungry to play.
No,
I would
Let's
love
see.
I'm with you on that one. I got a couple names that are prospects that are high up on the Yankees, but because obviously they're gonna use their catcher. What's his name? The guy that's like
Gary Sanchez.
Yeah, Gary
Mhm.
Sanchez is their
But-
guy.
I don't think he'll be around for a super long time.
But I'm looking at Rob Brantley or Kyle Hushokobo or whatever. Both those
Oof.
guys have played both those guys have played for the Yankees at times because of injury, and they're decent catchers and they're good prospects. I wouldn't mind spending a prospect or making a trade to get a catcher.
But Gary Sanchez is a free agent in 2023. So they got one more year with him. So they have to figure out, is he their guy or is he trade bait either this offseason or at the trade deadline? Because if they have two catchers, in theory, one of those guys has to be average. It's not like Gary Sanchez is going to blow you away.
Yeah, he doesn't really, to be honest with you. I
Right.
don't think they want him to be catching very longer. So I don't know. I mean, I would just look to teams like that, or even hell, go to Washington. Obviously, they're purging. You could try Miami. I mean, Pittsburgh, because they drafted that kid. Maybe they're willing to part with one of their catchers. Because in a way, like I agree, and I kind of disagree with Fernando. I agree you want a defensive backup catcher to take care of the games, if maybe late in the game, if Stassi's playing too long or he's played back-to-back or something like that, or even if the backup catcher's faster than Stassi, get him out there to pinch run, whatever. But my thing is I still do want a catcher that can produce something, if he hits 230 and can hit maybe 13 homers, drive in 30 to 40 RBIs, I think that's good. If you have two guys that could do that, that equals one good hitter, and that would help the lineup tremendously.
I'm longing for the days. Oh yeah, go ahead, Fernando.
No, James, go ahead.
I'm longing for the days of when we had like Mike Napoli and then backing up Jeff Mathis. I would love to see something like that again.
But
Jeff Mathis is good for baseball.
But he had no stick, though. Believe me, no stick.
Hey, neither does Austin Hedges. I'll bring him up right now. Okay, so let me just give you guys a couple of numbers. So this player's been playing for 4 years. I'm going to not tell you the name. I'm going to read you the numbers. As of right now, he's been a backup, but the guy can play almost every position. Literally. Okay. I'm not even kidding. He plays the outfield. He's played second, first, catcher.
All right.
You guys let me know. All right. So he's played 150 total games in 4 years, okay? He has 14 home runs, not crazy, 63 RBIs, 284 batting average, 308 on base percentage, and a slugging of 427 in 4 years. What do you guys think about those numbers? And like I said, he's a guy who's never really got a shot, but he's a super utility guy.
Does he play on the NL team or AL?
AL team.
He has 14 homers, 63 RBIs total in 4 years?
Yes, but he's only played 150 games in 4 years. So clearly he's not fully utilized. But, I mean, batting 284 is pretty good. And, so in 2018, he batted 355. 19, he batted 268. Last year, he batted 250. And this year, he's batted 266. So, I mean, those numbers aren't horrible by any stretch of the imagination. And his first season, he had an on-base percentage of 371. In 2019, he had a 299 on base percentage, and last year was 250, which is And then this year he's got an on base percentage of 287 for a lifetime of 308. I mean, that's not horrible by any stretch. We're looking for a backup.
The 152 games are those MLB games or minor?
Yes. League? Yeah, I'm not looking at his minor league numbers.
Why is that calling Ward?
No, it can be.
I was gonna say that does sound like Ward. Yeah. I don't know. That could be.
So let's see. So in like 2019, this is where he had his most versatile season. Then afterward, I'll tell you guys who it was. Okay. So he had 21 games at catcher. He had 15 games at first base, 2 at second base, 13 games at third base, 3 at left field, 6 in right field, 2 at DH, and he pitched hit 6 times.
Did he pitch though?
He pitched this season.
Wow.
Oh, that one dude for the Jesus Estacio.
Nope.
Studio. No, not that guy. Okay.
Williams Astudillo.
Not that guy. Okay.
Okay, yeah. So it's Williams Astudillo of the Minnesota Twins.
Oh, it is him.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. I think you said the last name correctly. Yeah. So Williams Astudillo. So he's not the kind of guy who's going to blow you away. But remember, keep in mind here, we're looking for a backup. The guy is versatile. The guy moderately gets on base. La Tortuga, the new big sexy.
He pitched against the Angels in that that game against the
Twins.
The Twins. He came in. So.
I hate his stupid little ponytail. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say.
He doesn't look athletic, like at all. I think he was playing third base. I think like one of the other games I was watching, I forgot who the Twins were playing. Like he was playing.
Did Albert Pujols look athletic?
No, he didn't. But Albert Pujols is a 40-year-old man. And I don't know how
It's
old.
like a 56-year-old man.
Okay,
like
that's no point. I don't know how old this fucking dude is, but I know that they were rocking that third base line when he was playing third base. So I was just like, all right,
Williams is 29.
I can move better. So, and I have 2 knee surgeries. No, fuck him. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm just trying to be creative here for
No.
guys who aren't going to be, expensive, who has the versatility. I mean, whenever I'm playing MLB The Show on franchise, I always trade for him because you can put him anywhere.
Yeah.
He's going to
I
bat
think
about 260, but
I'll take a flyer on him and see how he goes, but you can always DFA him, if something else comes along.
Taylor Ward was also a catcher too. I think he was a catcher for 3 years at his college, and then I don't know what we
Fresno
did,
State.
but we just fucked him up, honestly.
So he was catching up until about Double A, and I think they converted him over to third base. At the time, we didn't have a third baseman.
That is,
Todd is concentrating really hard on something.
it really is.
No, I'm sorry. I was looking up some stats, but Braden, when we did the interview with Braden, he mentioned flow as in hair, and that guy from the Twins has some sick flow, dude. That's all I'm gonna say about that. His hair.
Williams Asadillo?
Yeah, he has some flow, dude. His hair.
You got to remember, Todd's a little biased. He likes flow.
Okay, and Rendon has good hair too for him being curly hair, but he also tore his vagina. So
That's true. That's true.
Dude, Austin Hedges' batting average is worse than I thought this year. He's batting 172.
Hey. And we'll see him on the weekend, I think, against the.
And speaking of James, remember when we were in spring training, that guy that was in love with Hedges? Dude,
I was going to mention that, yeah.
This guy, okay, we were in spring training, Angels Giants, and Hedges is there catching, obviously.
Indians, but yeah.
And this guy was like, he came with his wife supposedly, but you would think he's trying to get maybe a threesome for his wife. It seemed like he was trying to do it for himself because he was like, Austin, I love you. Hedges.
San Diego loves you.
San Diego misses you.
Yeah.
And he's like following him everywhere. Like, so when he got a hit, he followed over to first base, yelling at him. When he goes back into the dugout, Austin, I'm over here. I'm like, oh my God, this guy.
Remember when he was on deck and the guy got his phone like right up to the where he was standing? That was crazy though.
Dude, Sean was like, just show him your tits already, bro.
All of that just to ground out of first base.
Exactly. Dude.
For real.
It was terrible. That's all I remember about Austin Hedges. Every time you bring up Hedges, I'm like, dude, that guy was just screaming his name for 9 innings.
Yeah, he was a fan favorite here in San Diego, no doubt about it.
Call up my name.
oh my God. Whip
Wow.
out the TikTok for the face.
This guy's yelling Austin Hedges' name.
Oh my God, terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, all I know is when Hitty owns the Angels, we're gonna have to make these tough decisions on who's gonna be our backup catcher.
Hey, you know, it might come down to that because it's those moves that are made that are like behind the scenes or like the small ones that, everyone gets the love for the big contracts, but it's the ones when you fill a depth chart where at the end of the year, you're like, damn, I'm glad we got that guy. Cause if we didn't, when homeboy got injured, we wouldn't have had those hits. We would have been in a bad situation. So I like those moves that Fernando's talking about, the ones that are the smaller signings, because those are the ones that are going to matter.
I mean, what do the names Rainer Rivas and Raider Uceta mean to you guys? Not a damn thing, right?
Nope.
That was the trade in 2020 that was made to get Max Stassi. In 2019. And I remember distinctly on trade deadline day in 2019, we were like, who the hell's Max Stassi? The guy came up, was horrible, and people were like, dude, this guy's basura. But he had that surgery in the offseason. In 2020, he had a great season. And now we're having a conversation. We were in an interview with Trent Rush, and he said that Max Stassi is a top 5 catcher in baseball. And you want to know what the crazy thing is? Nobody laughed.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I would have said that in 2018, my employer would have asked me to take a drug test.
Yeah. Yeah. It just goes to show you where the catching position is in baseball in general. Because one thing that blew me away at the All-Star game, I don't know if you guys remember, but the team that Zanino is on, I think it's Tampa, right?
Yeah.
That's
Because
Mike Zunino.
Zanino made the All-Star game with a batting average of 195. but the reason why he made it is because he produced 20 home runs and had something like 50, 60 RBIs. So they're not asking for Zadino to tear it up. But when he does, it means he's either hit or miss. But I mean, that just goes to show you. I mean, Yadi Molina is still top 5, and he's like old. You know, he's Pujols' age almost. Oh no, he's 20 years younger. But
Yeah.
you know,
But I
he
mean,
can still hit.
let's compare that to football real quick. It's the same thing with, some of these older quarterbacks. Say what you want about guys like, Rodgers, Drew Brees, what those guys were at their age. I mean, they were still competitive for what they did. It's the same thing with Yadi Molina. The guy's been consistent for his entire career. That's why people, look up to him. People love him because he's always just been, he plays his style of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't try to do too much. And I think that's why people didn't like Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols was still playing like Albert Pujols on the Cardinals. And I think that always worked against him. He always thought he was the same Albert. He never adapted to the shift. I don't know if any of you guys ever got to see Pujols take batting practice, but it was beautiful. The way he hit the ball, clean strokes, would hit it to the exact same spot every time. That's a professional hitter. But when it came time for, him to do his thing during an actual game, it just never happened.
That's actually how I got this ball. He hit one right to me out in right. I try not to remember that, but you just brought it up. But yeah, you know what? You mentioned that about Molina, Yadier Molina. You still don't run on him. He still has that great arm after all these years.
Yep.
And I think that's the most amazing thing. And then I guess now it's hard finding a catcher who can hit for average. I think that's why Johnny Bench is probably heralded as the best catcher ever, hitting, fielding wise, just because he could do everything, all in one.
It was great.
Yeah. So I long for a catcher who can hit, 300 for a season, or 300 plus. But I don't know if we'll ever see that again because of the launch angle that Todd mentioned with Zaninu. And I wonder who was the National League catcher starting, if it was Contreras or Molina or Posey. I don't remember at the moment, but
or supposed to be Posey, but he got hurt. So
Will Smith.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's that many good catchers anymore in the league right now. There has to be a genesis of that again. But I mean, I would say Perez is probably your best overall hitting catcher and defensive catcher. That dude's something else.
I need to teach my son how to catch.
Yeah.
There's a man for it. I mean, look, because we like Stassi, right? And we're all in agreement that they should maybe try to re-sign him to maybe 2-3-ish years, something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Let's remember, I mean, though he's had a great, half year last year, not even half year, quarter year last year, and 80% of the year this year because he was hurt for a little bit. We're talking about a guy who's a career 234 hitter.
Yeah.
If you include this season, career 234 hitter, he hasn't even hit 30 career home runs, guys. He's at 29 career home runs.
That's why I don't think there's a rush to re-sign him yet.
Yeah. If he asks for a lot of more money than he's asking, then I'd let him go.
Yeah. I think they want to see one more year. To be honest,
he's got to prove it. He's got to prove it next season. And then if there's someone who can put out similar numbers that you can get in a trade or whatnot, I'd even look at that to be the backup or start. And if Stassi asks for more money, you just let him go.
So he's making 1.6 this year. Next year is his final year of arbitration. Arbitration, you typically always go up. I'm guessing he's going to be anywhere from about 2.2 to 2.4.
Yeah.
Is my guess. Mm-hmm. But if that's a situation where he wants, 2.5 a year for like 3 years, each year, I'm taking that signing. Why not? I mean, even for a backup, that's what it turns out to be. Whatever.
I just think that if you look in organization, there's really no one that you could look at and say, because they just got rid of Ben Boom. They have Theis down there, and we all know Theis can't hit in the majors. We have, I don't know who's on the Trash Pandas as far as a viable catcher. I know there's no one on the AAA roster. So unless they've got some guys
They
coming
still have
through the pipeline.
Butera. Remember,
Yeah,
Wow.
see, that's no, that's not good.
Angels
Cat-
go.
Catching freaking in this organization is way at the bottom, bro. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
It's been quite a while.
Yeah. What do you got, Courtney, on that? Anything? Or are you just getting tired? Looks like you're getting tired.
Trash. Our catchers are trash.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. And they tore their vaginas.
You know, I'm hoping next year
Take
in
the
the
words out
draft.
of her mouth.
Yeah.
There's a guy for the Rangers. His name is MJ Melendez. He's their catcher. He's in AAA, and he's a top 30 prospect for them. Actually, he's number 13. And like you said, Salvador Perez is going to be there for a little while. Maybe that's the kind of guy you make a move for, and maybe you pair him with the pitcher. And
You meant the
we have a
Royals.
lot.
The Royals
Yeah.
or the Rangers?
The Royals. The Royals.
Okay, you said Rangers. I was
Because
like,
you guys
wait.
got to remember that we have a lot of depth in the outfield for the next couple of years. You're going to have Trout here. You have obviously Adele and Marsh. If you are going to stick with those guys, you can get rid of some of these other guys. Maybe Jordan Adams. I get he might be a good player, but you need to trade a might be a good player for another might be a good player. We need a catcher. Hell, if all we need is a catcher to be in AAA for the rest of his life, that's fine. We don't have that either.
Yeah, we don't
Did
have
you
any.
do Griffin Canning for that catcher?
No, I want to give Griffin Canning up with Justin Upton to take the contract.
Yeah.
That's the move I'm making. If I am
Yeah,
Perry
yeah.
this offseason, I will give anybody Justin Upton for one season, and I'll even give you Griffin Canning. He's got a lot of promise. There you go. That's your
Sell.
Yeah, sell it.
Ho-
Sell it.
Hopefully, someone dumb enough buys. But
I mean, the Yankees bought Heaney, so yes.
I know they're regretting that.
Yeah, John Boy's like, you guys have had bad pitching. Don't make that our fault. Screw you, John Boy. And your bad sports takes. That's right. I said it.
Oh, geez.
I noticed he does hate the Angels.
Yeah, he
I love
does.
his
But I mean,
content and whatnot. I love his content. I love that he could lip read and all that. But the things I read on Twitter and whatnot, it's like, oh God.
yeah, that's why I don't like him. I mean, nobody
Yeah,
picks on my
I think
team except me. Whenever somebody picks on my Angels, I'm gonna turn into Randy getting bumped into by a guy in a Boston hat.
Go time.
Yeah,
He just
exactly.
hulked up. So
Dude.
we got anything else left for this one, man? Because I've got work to run to in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
All right. So we got the Yankees tomorrow. I don't think anything's announced for that yet.
Why is it one game? What happened?
The rain
That's
out
a
on
makeup
that
game.
4-game series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's-
for July 1st.
It's Garrett Cole and Suarez.
All right. Thumbs up, we win. Thumbs down, we lose for that game. It's a one-game series. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
I got it up.
Look how fast my my thumb went.
We historically own the Yankees, and Garrett Cole's about to get pwned.
Yeah, I hope they get after him. It's a tall order, but I think they get him.
All right,
Yankees
and
are
then-
hot at the right time right now. They're trying to catch Boston, so I think they're gonna play. They've been playing well. We caught them at the right time during that 3-game stretch,
Mm-hmm.
and they've awakened pretty much ever since. So we're not catching them at the right time this time.
Okay.
Yeah, our bats are cold right now. Like even though we got the dub today, but our bats are just way too cold, and their Yankees are on a hot one right now. Even with that loss, I think in the Field of Dreams game, that was still a high-scoring game between the 2 of them. So they're hot. I'm sorry, we're taking that L.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, so I know Todd's gonna go. So real quick, these 3 games with the Tigers. Thumbs up, we're gonna win. Thumbs down. We probably won't have time to elaborate. So first game is Lord Bundy versus Casey Mize for the Tigers. Casey Mize is 6-6 with a 3.66 ERA. You guys already know Bundy's 2-9. He's not doing good. Thumbs up, thumbs down. We win against the Tigers.
Thumbs down.
Lord Bundy.
Oh,
All right, Courtney's the only one with the thumbs up.
I love that.
Okay, I'll let Courtney go.
Lord Bundy.
Courtney, 15 seconds. Why do you think he's gonna win? we're gonna win that game?
I think Bundy has confidence. I think he just has a little bit more confidence. I think he'll go up there with a little bit of swagger. So I have confidence in Lord Bundy.
All right.
Okay. All right. So Wednesday, it's Otani Day. All right. Otani is 7-1 with the 2.93 ERA and 112 strikeouts. And he is going up against Tarek Skubal, who's a lefty with an 8-10 record and a 4.10 ERA. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Give me a thumbs up on that one.
Hey, Shohei is going for 10 wins. If he can go for 10 wins and he can go to like 45, 50 home runs, MVP for sure.
Absolutely.
This isn't even a contest. All right. And then finally, to wrap up the Tiger series, Patrick Sandoval coming off a shaky start against the Astros, 3-6, 3.62 ERA against Matt Manning, who is 3-5 with a 6.10 ERA. Only 25 strikeouts, but I think he's an opener.
Yeah, probably an opener.
That sounds like an opener to me. I don't know much about the Tigers, but I mean, he only has 25 strikeouts. So, okay, yeah. Well, he only had 48 innings, so that's going to be a bullpen day for them. All right, I'm still going thumbs up. I mean, Patrick Sandoval had a bad game. James, okay. Ooh, James faked out Courtney.
So 3-1.
All right.
No, I'm on the fence. I was just like, I don't know.
All right, so Courtney, since you were the only one.
I don't think it has anything to do with Sandoval. I just think our bats are going to be cold.
Okay.
Yeah, he's pitched.
And that's a early start as well, getaway day.
Yeah.
Like
all right. Well, don't get mad when Kurt Suzuki homers this series. Just saying.
Oh, no, don't do this shit again.
Oh, I will have a hot take though. I say Miguel Cabrera hits his 500th against us.
Of course he would.
Miguel Cabrera hits his 500th against Shohei Ohtani. Book it.
Okay.
Book it.
Wow.
It's going to be the only run Ohtani gives up. I think it'll either be a 1 or 2 run homer, but it's going to happen against Ohtani. Miguel Cabrera is just going to launch angle. He's going in. He's selling out.
Against Dylan Bundy in the first inning.
First inning.
Lord Bundy.
And then Bundy throws up during the celebration.
What the fuck?
Coming out like he's doing a curtain call like the 4 fans in Detroit.
Yeah, then Bundy's like,
he's all, this is for Chrysler. Buddy's
like, and I think this is like one of the last times we'll have a guy hitting his 500th home run for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is like one of the last ones before we get really older. Well, not Courtney, but all of us before we really older.
I'm the same age as Courtney, bro. All right, well, on that note, thanks, James. I'm with Artie now.
James, you're not invited to the post game.
Yeah.
You're not allowed here anymore. Well, you can't sit with us.
Any final thoughts, bro? Any want to promote anything or for the Redbubble?
Oh yeah, buy the merchandise. Got the shirts right here. Got the stickers popping off.
So clean.
Give away some at the Padre game coming up soon. Hopefully the minor league stickers here. Gonna give those out to people and let them know what the deal is with Fernando. Giving out the money and the food to those players who are struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, please do. Well, we're probably not doing a tailgate this year. Todd and I talked about, but we did say that we'd like to do a fan meetup at the 66ers game whenever we do get to go out there. I have to get with Todd later to talk about how it went with him.
Yeah, we gotta put the date on that one. Yeah.
Okay. You did go to the restaurants today?
Yes, I did. I took care of those. We got all the cards up. Yeah, we got that set up.
We'll talk off air about that. All right. Courtney, any closing thoughts?
Nope. Good night, ball bags.
Well, to play us out, I think it's only fitting.
Well, bangers only. You better be playing what I'm hoping for.
No, don't play that.
Play.
I'm all getting ready.
Can you hear it? Can you guys hear it or no? Can you guys hear it or no? Oh, damn it!
I hear nothing.
Dude, it's like playing. Okay, it's playing loud.
My inner Cerritos high is like crying.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not sticking up here with the Zoom, but it was playing "Calling All Angels." So.
Oh boy, that song is just outdated.
Oh, I wanted to play. I'll put that on the other version. I'll edit that in. So.
Oh, like MySpace. That's the first song that comes on when you put that on. Imagine that. Oh my.
Fernando, are you playing?
Are you playing?
I am. Bangers only.
Oh God, here we go.
Oh,
All right,
man.
guys and
The
girls.
Angels have come all the way back.
We're only 15 games out with 15 to play. I still have a chance.
Positive vibes only.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.